Thank you, everybody, for joining me here on Tapping, the Arkansas Paranormal Network, coming to you from Van Buren, Arkansas. I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. And tonight we'll be talking about the New Jersey Devil. And everybody out there on Facebook is joining me. Tonight we'll be talking a little bit about the New Jersey Devil. It's one of the shows I've done in the past and got a lot of response out of it. Trying to get everything up and loaded here. Thought I had everything up and running, but apparently not. Anyway, the New Jersey Devil will be our talking tonight. I'm running a little late. I've been watching a show that I've been wanting to see for a while, and it's just now getting over with. I was planning on having a show around 8 o'clock tonight, but anyway, it didn't happen. So. Anyway, hopefully we'll get more people to join us here in just a little bit. Anyway, hope everybody's enjoying the snow. We had a little bit of snow out here earlier. I don't know if it's still snowing out there or not. I know the wind's blowing like crazy, and it's about 25 degrees here. It's very cold. And we'll get this thing up and rolling as soon as I get this computer up and going. But anyway, made some announcements last night. The Arkansas Ghost Hunters of Crawford County is not going anywhere. We're revamping it. We're making a new group out of it and things like that. We have had made some major decisions on other things at a meeting that me and Angela and Jeff for Shook had got together and talked about, and so there's some things on there that we got going on that we say we was going to have that now we're not going to have. So I'll give everybody an update on that later on. But as soon as I get this computer up and running, I'll go get over there to the website and show or send an invitation to everybody to join me on Spreaker. We're actually broadcasting on Spreaker tonight since I can't get the blog talk form going. So we're doing anything on Spreaker tonight. So don't have my headsets on. Y'all don't see me holding the mic. It's due to because we're actually doing everything by phone now. But anyway, we'll be talking about the Jersey Devil and anyway, as soon as I get everything up and running here, I'm trying to wait on the audience to get with me and join me on the Facebook. Hope everybody's having a good Monday night. And I want to thank everybody that's joining me. We're starting to get a little bit of audience going here. I'm waiting on more people to join me on the Facebook thing. We're doing the radio show now on Spreaker. As soon as I get this over here up and running, I'll send some links to y'all on the tapping page and other pages to join me on Spreaker. So stay tuned. And we're getting a small audience on the Facebook that's joining me or following me on the tap-in, which is I am grateful. And my internets are really slow, so I kind of have to go with the flow. And being having overcast and all that, doesn't help either. So. Okay, well, getting an audience, got 2, maybe 3 people, maybe. Anyway, Jersey Devils will be coming up pretty soon. Trying to get this format. I still haven't got everything worked out, so. I am trying, but Oh well. Thought I had everything lined up and ready to go, but apparently not. Anyway, as we're waiting for this thing to load up, hello everybody out there, Facebook. I know it's kind of a dead air right now. Still got plenty of time. Don't have to worry about that. But anyway, we'll be talking about Jersey Devil as soon as I get this going. This going. It's kind of hard to do it the way I'm doing it right now. I'll get it down pat one of these days, and be able to have it all lined out where it won't hurt anything. Okay, one link is up on the tapping page for the Spreaker show. I will be sending it to the other pages. Anyway, yeah, we got it going. But anyway, you're going to listen to me on the radio. Got some of the links up and running, and on the tapping page, and the Arkansas Ghost Hunters Tropicana page, or the Dark Dreams Paranormal page. So y'all join me there. So I see Susan's already over on the radio side, listening to me. Which I can go over there and this one here and watch her as speak, and then I can switch over and all right. Now we're up and running. Maybe. Anyway, thanks for joining me. The Jersey Devil is our discussion tonight. So I hope everybody will bear with me. Like I said, this is something new I'm trying to do. I'm using the Spreaker platform now, and we're getting things worked out. Learn something new every day, all the time. Alrighty, let's see. Let's see, the story of the Jersey Devil has become layered with myths and has been loaded with a bunch of myths and stuff. The original event that gave rise to it is not surprising, considering that the story came from a colony area colonial area, politician, intrigue, Quaker religion, infiltrating, and a future found father. It came from a lot of different people. Most skeptics and students of the outer known the story of the Jersey Devil sometimes in the early part of the 18th century in the New Jersey forest called the Piney Barrens. A woman known as Mother's Lead gave birth to 13 children. Wow. That's a lot of children. Hello, Angela. That's a lot of kids. Can you imagine having 13 kids? Wow, this is that's a lot. Anyway, on the 13th child, and cried out, "Oh, let this one be a devil." The child arrived with horns-like head, bat-like wings, and yelped mechanically, and flew around and out of the chimney, disappearing into the dark to spend the creature's life. Unfortunately, enough of the encounter they held stories of the Jersey Devil bears no resemblance to any sort of reality. However, the story is one born not of the mother, but of the colony area, politics, Quaker religion in fighting, almanac publishing, and a cross-dressing royal governor. Finally, reproductions and Benjamin Franklin. They are a legend of books and websites devoted to the Jersey Devil, but the material or copy other websites without any attempts of verified sources and check original materials. If you look to the historical records with keyword of Jersey Devil, you would find a little story, a little bit of evidence. Reviews of the newspaper, board side from the colony, New Jersey, shown no reference to a Leeds devil or anything like that. So they don't believe that. They don't even have records. Well, I mean, other than the story, I mean, this is the story, I mean, is part of a record. So apparently, whoever wrote this has record on it, because you can find things about it. Okay, I got to get there. Yeah, bringing this other one up here real quick. Let's see if it's the same one. I know that is. Let's see. The Jersey Devil The supposed myth creature of the New Jersey Piney Lands has haunted New Jersey and surrounding areas of the past 260 years. This entity has been seen by over 2,000 witnesses over the period. It has terrorized towns, caused factories and schools to close down, yet many people believe that the Jersey Devil is a legend and mythical beast that originated from the folklore of the New Jersey Piney Barrens. Others disagree with the point of view. The following text will show there is evidence to support the existing of an animal or supernatural being known as the Jersey Devil. The evidence consists of the stories of the New Jersey Devil origin and the sightings of it, and finally the theories on it. There are many different versions of the birth of the Jersey Devil. One of the most popular legends says that Mrs. Shrouds of Leeds Point, New Jersey, made a wish that if she ever had another child, she wanted it to be a devil. Her next child was born misshapen and deformed. She sheltered it in the house so the curious couldn't see him. One stormy night, the child flapped its arms, which turned into wings, and escaped out of the chimney and was never seen by family again. And Mrs. Brown of Leeds Point said the Jersey Devil was born in the Shroud's house at Leeds Point. One other story that also places the birth of Leeds Point said that the young girl fell in love with the British soldier during the Revolution War. The people of Leeds Point cursed her. When she gave birth, she had a devil. Some people believe that the birth of the devil was punishment for a misdemeanor of mystery by Leeds folks. Wow. Another story places the birth of in Estevelle, New Jersey. Mrs. Leeds of Estevelle, finding out that she was pregnant with her 13th child, shouted, "I hope it was a devil." She got her wish. The child was born with horns, a tail, wings, and horse-like head. The creature revisits Mrs. Leeds every day. She stood at her door, and told it to leave. After a while, the creature got the hint and never returned. Burleson, New Jersey, also claimed to be the birth point of the New Jersey Devil. In 1735, Mother Leeds was in labor on a stormy night. Gathered around her were her friends. Mother Leeds was supposedly a witch, and the child's father was the devil himself. The child was born normal, but then changed form. It changed from a normal baby to the creature with hooves, a horse head, bat wings, and a forked tail. It beat everyone present and flew up the chimney. It circled the village and headed towards the Pines in 1740 and clearly exorcised the devil for 100 years, and it was seen again until 1890. There are many other versions of the legend. The legend says it was the 16th, or 6th, 8th, 10th, 12th, or 13th child. It was born normally and deformed, and the mother confined it to the cellar or the attic. Although there are many different descriptions in all of these stories, there are three pieces of evidence that all of the legends of the Jersey Devil originated together. The first thing that ties the legends together is the name Leeds. Whether the mother's name was Leeds or the birthplace was Leeds Point. All of the stories include the name Leeds. Alfred Hetson, the Atlantic country historian, believes that the devil could be a Leeds or a Shroud's baby. He discovered that the Daniel Leeds opened land in Great Egg Harbor, New Jersey in 1699. His family lived in Leeds Point. He also discovered that Samuel Shores Sr. came to Little Egg Harbor, New Jersey in 1735 and lived right across the river from the house of Mother Leeds. The third fact ties that the Burton story with the other stories. Professor Fred McFadden of Copen State College, Baltimore, found that the devil was mentioned in writings from Burlington as early as 1735. He also indicated that the word Burlington was the word used to name the area from the city of Burlington to the Atlantic Ocean. This means that the name that is now used for the birthplace, such as Leeds Point or Estival, could be the same place referred to in the Burlington legend. The origins provided the same validation to the existing of the Jersey Devil, but the sighting of the most substantial piece of evidence, the sighting has been divided up to 3 times period. Per 1909, January 16 through 23, 1909, and post 1909. From the pre-1909 era, from the records of sightings still exist. The ones that do confirm the existing of the devil, in the early 19th century, Commodore Stephen Decatur, a naval hero, was testing cannonballs on the firing range when he saw a strange creature flying across the sky. He fired and hit the creature, but it kept flying across the field. Joseph Bonaparte, former king of Spain and brother of Napoleon, saw the Jersey Devil between 1816 and 1835 while he was hunting. In 1840 through 41, many sheep and chickens were killed by the creature with the screaming of strange tracks, piercing scream and strange tracks. In 1859 through 1894, the New Jersey Devil was seen and numerous times and was reported carrying off anything that moved in Hannaford, Brighton, Smithville, Long Beach, and Leeds Point. W.E. Mayor of New York noticed while visiting the Pine Barrens, most of the locals would not venture out after dark. The devil was sighted by George Soros, and a businessman at New Jersey, New York board. There was the last report sighting before the turn of the century. In 1903, Charles Skinner, another American myth and legends, claimed that the legends of the devil had run it. Of course, that in the new century, New Jersey would heard no more of the devil. New Jersey rests ease with that through for 6 years until the week of January 16 through 23, 1909. During this week, the devil would leave his tracks all over South Jersey and the Philippines. Philadelphia. He was seen by over 1,000 people. This was his last appearance ever. It all started early Sunday morning, January 16th, 1909. Thack of Woodburn, New Jersey, saw a flying creature with glowing eyes flying down the street in Bristol, Pennsylvania. John McCowan heard and saw the strange creature on the banks of the canal. James Sackville fired at the creature as it flew away screaming. E.W. Minister, postmaster of Bristol, PA, also saw the bird-like creature with a horse head that had a piercing scream. When daylight came, the residents of Bristol found hoof prints in the snow. 2 local trappers said they had never seen tracks like these before. On Monday, the Lowdens of Burlington, New Jersey, found hoof prints in their yard and around their trash, which was half eaten. Also, almost every yard in Burlington had these strange hoof prints in them. The prints went up. Trees went from roof to roof, disappearing in the middle of the road and stopped in the middle of the field. The same tracks were also found in Columbus. A hunt was organized to follow the tracks, but the dogs wouldn't follow the trail. On the 19th, the Jersey Devil made his longest appearance of the week at 2:30 a.m. Mr. and Mrs. Evans were awakened by a strange noise. They watched the devil from their window for about 10 minutes. Mr. Evans described that the creature that they saw. Tuesday afternoon, 2 professional hunters tracked the devil for 20 miles. The trail jumped 5 feet fences and went under 8-inch spaces. The hoof prints were found in more parts of southern Jersey, and groups of it's been a long day. I want to thank everybody for joining me. I'll take a little break here. I've been reading here, but so discussion is people that's listening to me on Facebook thing and on the radio, and I got people in the chat room, I believe, still on the Spreaker. I believe it's probably a little easier to get there than the blog talk was. What do y'all think? Do y'all think the New Jersey Devil is still around? I mean, I haven't got any updates yet that I know of, which I still got a long ways to go on the talking. 87 looks like about the latest date I got was 87, so 1987. But anyway, don't that, well, other than being horse head and things like that, but the wings, glowing red eyes and stuff like, don't that almost sound like the Mothman? Sounds almost just like him. So I was wondering if they're getting confused between the Jersey Devil and the Mothman, because the Mothman has been seen flying around and red eyes, big wings, and that's been seen during the days. not necessarily just at nighttime, but they almost kind of go together, Mothman and New Jersey Devil. Other than they've got the long neck or the horsehead neck and horns and the forked tail, but who knows that the Mothman don't have that forked tail? I think I've seen pictures of it having the tail. So, what y'all think? Just leave a comment. Do y'all believe in the New Jersey Devil, or do you think it's just a myth? Let's see. I'll get back to this here if I can find where I left off at. I moved it. Next day, Burlington police officer at the River Inn, John Purcell, anything like it before. I never saw anything like it before. Tracks that ended abruptly. Watched the devil fly off towards near Morristown. John Smith of Maple Shade saw the devil at the Mount Carmel Cemetery. George Sandry saw the devil right after Mrs. Smith at their description were identical. In Riverside, New Jersey, hoof prints were found on rooftops and also around a dead puppy. On Thursday, the New Jersey Devil was seen by a Black Hawk social club. He was also seen by a trolley full of people in Clementon as it circled above them. The witnesses described the matching others from the days before in Trenton. E.P. Whedon heard a flapping of wings and then found hoof prints outside his door. The prints were also found at the arsenal in Trenton. As the day wore on, the trolleys in the Trenton and New Brunswick had heard it. The drivers were to ward off tax. They were armed. They armed their drivers to shoot if it came after them. The people in Pittmanfield Church, chickens have been missing all week throughout the day. Delaware Valley, but when the farmers checked their yards that day, they found their chickens dead with no marks on them. West Collinswood Fire Department fired their hoses at the devil. The devil reacted at first, but then charged and flew away at the last second. It goes on and on and on. People just one after the other. Now this one's here is in 1987, a Finland aggressive German shepherd was torn apart and the body gnawed upon. The body was located 25 feet from the chain which had been hooked to him. Around the body were strange tracks and no one could identify it. So does that mean I mean they never saw the creature? things happen and they find these weird footprints or hoof prints or whatever, does that really mean it was the Jersey Devil, or does it mean it was some other creature or something else that they just didn't know about? So let me know what you think about the New Jersey Devil. You think it's real? Or maybe some people are listening to me that knows more about this folklore and stuff. I will get around and check out some more. Let's see. I'll have to switch computers to get to it. I believe. Yeah, I'll have to switch computers because this computer doesn't have. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining me. I know it's kind of short and brief here, but I'm still working on the way to put on the radio show and get an audience going and things like that. We'll get better at it, I'm sure. But anyway, I want to say hello to everybody that's watching me on the Facebook. Anyway, it looks like I won't. Having problems with my other computer now. Oh well. Anyway, we'll go with what I got. Let's see here. Well, yeah, well, like I say, I'm having problems with my other computer from some odd little reason. Don't know why. But who knows. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight on the Spreaker and on Facebook there. See, Angela's over there now. Hopefully she's watching and listening on both sides. And hello, Angela. I see you up there. I hope you're still listening to me on the Spreaker. If not, did it sound good while you're there? Anyway, all right. Well, while we're doing this, hope everybody's enjoying the show. Thought so. Well, that's good. I'm glad it's coming through. And like I said, as soon as I get everything lined out on computer-wise stuff, I've got just mess going on right now. You have to see this match. It's really a mess. As soon as I get it all straightened out, it'll be a lot better. That way I can just use one computer, not two. Of course, I'll have to transfer all the stuff from one computer to another computer, or put it on a thumb drive where I can use it on another computer. All my shows and stuff from the past, I've got them stored on one computer, and it's not hooked up to the internet, and the other one is, and then I switch back and forth. I get it all lined out where I can use both of them one of these days. Okay, I'm glad. Like I said, I'm glad it's sounding good. I gotta get more people over there and start talking in the chat room. The chat room's open on Spreaker. You can get in there and talk as well as talk here on the Facebook thing. I can see you there. I know this is not much of a show right now. I gave you a little bit about the New Jersey Devil. I'll give you some little tidbits things here. Now I'm going to ask, and then I'm going to tell, I ask y'all a question, and I know Angela's on here. She already knows. A lot of people already knows about orbs. What's the difference between orbs, dust, bugs, things like that, and it's kind of hard to tell orbs from dust. They're easy to tell by the bugs because you can see the bug. If you got a good camera and stuff like that, you can see the bug. But orbs is a real big thing about when people are watching cameras on videos and stuff like that. Or they run a camera and go back and look, and they say, "Oh, look at these orbs," and they're just flying all over the place. And then somebody like us comes along and looks at it and says, "Nah, it's dust." And then kind of everybody goes, "Oh man, really? Is that dust?" But yeah, orbs are the most popular thing to talk about on investigations and stuff like that. Because I don't want to get everybody to get involved in when they do investigations to mistake dust from orbs. Because if you present yourself with audio or video, not audio, video, you shooting that camera down an aisle and you're moving around in the aisle, and all of a sudden you see these tons of spears flying around in corridors and stuff, doesn't mean that's orbs. I mean, that could be just dust. Now, you can tell an orb, a real good orb, about in that amongst of dust, because they do have a special shape and a special way of moving and stuff. But when people are moving up and down aisles or something like that, and all of a sudden it just goes poof, the whole room just lights up with round spears, doesn't mean that's orbs. And so don't get confused between dust and orbs, because they're so much alike. And so just be careful when everybody is doing things like that, especially when you're doing live feeds. you're looking through a little screen, and all of a sudden you see something fly by or come at you, and people are on the other end looking at you, and you say, "Oh, look at that orb," and actually it's dust. And then people are saying, "Oh, that's not orb, it's a dust." And then that kind of puts you in a bad situation, because you're saying it's orbs, you're saying it's dust, and actually it is dust, not an orb. So just be real careful when you're out there doing live feeds and or videotaping and everything about orbs. Orbs are probably the most photographic type of anomaly. They appear as transparent and translucent balls of light that is hovering over the ground. Many ghost hunters and guests on ghost and gravestones are surprised to see them in the photos. It is believed that the orbs are the soul of a human or even an animal that has died and is traveling around from one place to another. The circular shape they take on makes it easier for them to move around, and it is often the first state that they appear in before they become a full body apparition. If you are lucky enough to capture an orb on video, you'll be amazed by how fast they can move. In photographs, they are usually white, but can be blue as well. Now, I've seen them blue, I've seen them red, I've seen them green, I've seen them look like stars, shooting stars. So it's a big variety of that. It's just be careful on the orbs thing. I just don't want people out there to get in trouble saying there's orbs and it's not, or that's dust and it's actually an orb. Get them reversed. You can do that quite often. And I try to teach that to everybody about orbs and stuff like that. Okay, I'm going to tell you about some ghosts now. Like I said, there's no way I can get all this time up on the Spreaker thing. I did have this 15-minute thing. I upgraded to the next level, which is I got a 30-day thing right now going. So hopefully I get past that and then I can start doing this more often. But there's no way I can sit here and talk to you for 3 hours. That's kind of out there. But one of these days, I'm going to get everybody and do talks and stuff like that. And like I said, that's why I want to try to get everybody doing chats and talking and going on the Spreaker and getting in the chat room. I assumed it was pretty easy to get in the chat room if you ask Angela on the Spreaker deal. I don't think it was that hard. I mean, even Susan was on there, which I don't know if Susan's still there or not. So it must have been pretty easy to get into. I know the Blog Talk station is a little harder to get to. You can get on the chat and all that. Spreaker's a little easier. So I'm going to use this. But anyway, yeah. Does anybody know what ectoplasma or ectomist is? Kind of a question for y'all on the Facebook thing. Kind of a little school going on here. I'm going to kind of wait a little bit for the response. Anybody know without looking it up. I don't want anybody to Google it, but on your mind, do you really know what ectoplasma or ectomist is? Still waiting on the response. Anyway, while everybody's thinking about this, really like to know this. I mean, especially if you're doing investigations and stuff like this, you really need to know what this stuff is. And like I said, without really Googling it, looking it up, what it is, do you know without even looking it up what it is? Ectoplasma and ectomist. I can tell you a little paragraph of it, of what it is. I've got it in front of me. But anyway, while everybody is thinking about this, on the Spreaker radio thing, I have signed up for 6 different ways to listen in: iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, Turbine, something like that, Turbine, YouTube. So I've got all these little other stuff coming in. So and then there's several of them that have been approved and already on. As soon as I can get that, and I'll send you the links where y'all can go to those if you have those. So there's like 8 different links that I've social media that is supposed to be broadcasting from the Spreaker on. I'm doing Spreaker. So, question is, what is ectoplasma or ectomys? I guess nobody knows. That's kind of a very hard, because a lot of people have heard of it, but they don't know what it is. So here it is. Ever seen the mist of fog that almost looks like it's swirling? If so, you have been a witness of paranormal investigation deemed as a ectomist or ghostly mist. The vaporous cloud usually appears several feet off the ground and can move swiftly or simply stay still, almost like it is orbiting. This ghostly encounter has been captured on many videos and photographs and can be white, gray, or even black, although they can simply appear this way and lingering then move away quickly. Sometimes ectoplasma appears before becoming a full-body apparition. Many people have witnessed them outdoors, in graveyards, battlefields, and historical sites. Think about that. And when y'all have been taking pictures and stuff like that, you all of a sudden you see this. Think about that. It gives you something to think about. Pretty cool, huh? All right. How about a funnel ghost? Anybody know what a funnel ghost is? There's going to be like a Q&A question here going on, everybody. So just, if you're out there watching me and you know the answer, type it up. I'll give you all a little bit of time to say it or type it in, because I know it'll be probably pretty long. What is a funnel ghost? Does anybody tell me? People who watch me on Facebook, people who listen to me, or in the chat room on the Spreaker, type it in. Let me know what a funnel ghost is. And I don't want y'all to go Googling it up, looking at it. I want to test your minds out and see if you really know what this is. A funnel ghost. That's the question. What is a funnel ghost? Anyone knows? Do, 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 do. Noises as we wait. All right. If nobody knows, if you know, raise your hand, give me a thumbs up if you know, and then please type it in. Let's say I can see Angela. She's on, and Angela was over here on the Spreaker thing. I don't know if Susan's watching, whatever. But whoever's watching and knows, let me know before I tell you. A funnel ghost. All right. Well, since nobody has jumped in and say anything, here it is. A funnel ghost, most often spotted in homes, older historical buildings. The funnel ghost or vortex is frequently cold spot. Well, let's see. Vortex is frequently associated with cold spots. You got it, Angela. They are usually take on the shape of a swirling funnel, and most paranormal experts believe that they are a loved one returning for a visit, or even a former resident of the home, appearing as a wisp of light or a swirling spiral of light. They are often caught in photographs or in videos. So Angela got it before I even said there was a cold spot, and she just wrote light of some form. But you got to remember, it's a loved one returning, or the homeowner of that. So that'd be a funnel ghost. Something else to learn and keep in your brain. All right. The most common of all ghosts spotted is usually what? Schooling here, bud. We're schooling everybody now. All right. This is called an interactive personality ghost. So this is the most common ghost spotted. The most common of all ghosts spotted is usually a deceased person, someone you know, family member, or perhaps even a historical figure. The ghost can be friendly or not, but often show themselves to others in a variety of ways. It can be visible, they can speak or make noises, touch you, or even emit an odor like perfume, cigar smoke, etc. to let you know they are there. Experts say that this type of ghost retains its form, personality of when they were alive, and can feel emotions. And often they are visiting you to comfort you or let you know something's important. So if you happen to see a lost loved one, chances are they are there because they feel you want or need to see them. So that's an interactive personality ghost. Now, here's another one for y'all. And a lot of people say this and mean it in a different form. I want y'all to think about this. Poltergeist. A lot of people think poltergeist is totally different than what it really means. Oh, I've got a poltergeist in my house. Why? Why do you say that? Well, it's opening doors, throwing things across the room, stuff like that. Which it can. I mean, yeah, you can say it's a poltergeist, but it doesn't really mean it's a bad thing. But perhaps one.
A message has been received.
My phone has received something. So, poltergeist. Perhaps one of the most popular terms most of us have heard when it comes to ghosts. The word poltergeist actually means noisy ghost. Because it is said to have the ability to move or knock things over, making noise, in the physical environment, while many of us have heard them before. And poltergeist is actually one of the rarest forms of hauntings, and to many, the most terrifying. Loud knocking sounds, light turning on and off, doors slamming, even fires breaking out and mysteriously have all been attributed to this type of spiritual disturbance. Another frightening aspect of the poltergeist is that it event usually starts out slow and then mildly, and then begins to be intensified. And while many times a poltergeist activity is harmless and ends quickly, they have been known to actually become dangerous. Some experts explain it as massive energy that is living person controlling unknowingly. Whatever the case may be, poltergeists have caught the attention to paranormal enthusiasts and experts and scientists and many other who are just plain curious. There you go. That's what a poltergeist is. Well, since I can't get my other computer up and running, this will probably be the end of the show. It is 10 o'clock. A lot of people are going to have to go to bed and go to work next day. Hey, I got one more day off, and then I'm returning to work myself. So, hope everybody out there is, yes, it is. This is fun. We're going to be doing more. As soon as I get all my other stuff off on my computer and put it on this one, I will be able to do a whole lot more. So stay tuned for us for tomorrow night. But anyway, yeah, well, I hate to end it, but end the show. But all good things must come to an end for right now. So I wish everybody for joining me, Angela and Susan and all them, everybody else who's there, especially Angela. We'll be doing more of these questions. Yes, dear. Yes, Angela, I know. I ain't either, but I can't get my other computer up and running right now. So all my stuff is there. And this computer that I'm reading off of is not hooked up to the internet right now. So I'm kind of stuck. So I really don't have anything on this computer. It's all on my other computer. I meant to download it all on my other thumb drives and stuff and transfer it over, but I haven't done that yet. Kind of got lazy. had appointments. I met with Angela and her husband earlier today for a little short meeting. So, but anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. Biscuits. Okay. But we'll do this again tomorrow night. Tomorrow night I'll start it earlier. Like I said, I was watching a show. I wanted to see it. I hadn't seen it before. So I was kind of watching the show and it ended at 9 o'clock. So that's why I got a little late start. But I'll have more Q&A questions tomorrow on the next show, live feeds. And we'll get together tomorrow. So stay tuned about 8 o'clock tomorrow, because tomorrow night I'll have to go to bed early, because I'll have to get up and go to work the next day. But anyway, if you're out there hunting, stay safe. If you're going to hunt, be careful. So a lot of roads are slicked over in this part of the country right now with the snows and stuff that we've had. So be careful going to and coming back. And also, the most important thing is be safe on hunting. And when you're doing investigations, make sure you're protected. And I will. I'll put a pre-show post up later on when I'm going to do it, what we're going to be talking about. That way we can get everybody in, and I'll get all the links thrown into chat rooms and stuff like that. That way everybody can, on my Facebook pages and stuff like that. That way everybody can get in and join it. That'd be good. It's like schooling on there and on the radio. Anyway, everybody be out there, like I said, happy hunting, everybody. Be safe, get protected, and we'll see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Love you guys. Be safe. And good night.